that was his to do as he seen fit. So that's how that rolls, though. Some folks will get upset and get mad about it. Or, it's amazing. But I tell you what, I don't think you and I never have met you, but I have talked to you ever since I've been here about 6 years. And, that's worth a lot to me. Because you can look at the world and everything else, but you stay true to the people that stay true to you. Deacon, I'm gonna say something though. I think racism wouldn't be quite so bad if everybody on both sides didn't keep that junk up. Now it's about ridiculous. You hear me? Stop, Billy, hold up, Bill.
It's about 12:20 in the a.m. now here. Just kind of, there ain't really not much going on in 38 right now. Everybody's asleep. Ain't no skip either. So 19's pretty much the only thing right now is going on because they got some drivers out there, and then there's some local track. Well, it's not quite local, but it's within 100 miles. Some of them big boys, some of them big talking boys. There's only a few of us that talk sideband out here. So when Skip comes in, it's pretty nice when Skip comes in, man. I can't wait until European Skip comes back in, man. I'd like to talk to some of them boys back over here in Europe again, man. My friend out there in Scotland. See if everybody's still alive. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. When all the shit hits the fan, man, with this CV might be the only way we're going. I'm that and, ham or whatever. I'm not
That's
a...
right. But, I ain't never been called racist. But, I don't know. I guess they felt like, hell, I just... There ain't a whole lot of people I do like. I mean, to be honest with you, straight up, flat honest with you, there ain't a lot of just people that I don't meet outside the church at all.
Yeah, I'm not racist. I just kind of hate everybody equally. Well, come on, man. Y'all, I mean, seriously, think about it, y'all. I mean, it's getting down to the point where they're trying to breed into us, and even when it comes down to law enforcement and government stuff, they look at every person, every body, every human blood and flesh person, thing, man, woman. We're all looked as the enemy and criminals, and then that gets bred into everybody else, where you can't really trust anybody else. You keep that close knit.
By God, he's preaching straight to me. Because church ain't for the saint. You hear me?
And I get it when it comes down to people liking to be around their own. I mean, I get it. I mean, you think about it. In a way, you don't see squirrels getting it on with damn birds. You don't get, because they're two different species, or two different things. You don't see like freaking whales getting it on with a damn crab or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just they kind of stick with their own. I'm, it's kind of natural, but so I kind of get it how people feel like that, and I understand that, and then I also understand it. You really almost can't help who you fall in love with, and it really doesn't matter what it could be. You think about it. It could be somewhere down in the damn future, man, where, Captain Kirk, I'm serious, Captain Kirk fucking fucked all kinds of gorgeous alien women out there. And you think, I think he was just a player. Yeah, he just liked to get laid, but still, you think about it, like, I got family.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I understand that. Yep. But you go to church tonight, nigga?
I got family that, I got a sister that, she's gay, and she's actually married her longtime girlfriend, and it's not a lifestyle for me, and I don't think it's natural for me, and I don't think it's natural in the overall scenario, but that's me. I can't tell her, I can only tell her from my point of view, and I can also see it from her point of view, because she fell in love, and I'm gonna tell you, dude, whatever, who am I to tell her who she should or should not fall in love with? But, and then you start getting into this transgender shit, identify crap, I was born a man, but I cut my tallywhacker off, so now I'm a woman, or I didn't even go as far as cutting my tallywhacker off. I just identify as a woman. So I'm going to dress up as a woman, and you better talk to me and dress me as a woman because I identify. I'm like, well, fuck you. That's got goddamn mental disease, dude. That right there is a fucking mental disease. I identify. Me and some friends around here, we kind of kid around about it. I don't know, the other morning, and it's like, now I identify as a motorboat. I must be addressed as a motorboat, and by God, don't call me a man. I'm a motorboat. And now we got a guy out there. He's now a kangaroo. And we have another guy out there. He is now a lampshade. So you better address us as fucking the correct acronym that we just, what the fuck is that shit? You know what I mean? What the fuck is that shit? It's a fucking, okay. The reality is that we've been getting lied to all our fucking lives about a lot of stuff. Okay, and there is people that control a lot of things right now that want us to be paying attention and thinking about all that shit, when they're going to continue to put us in debt slavery using this monetary money fakery shit that they've created to steal everything from us and to keep us in servitude, slavery, as indentured, how do you say it? Indentured slavery, indentured servitude, whatever, fucking. No, but pay attention to the goddamn Jerry Springer, he's got a couple of people out there willing to beat the shit out of each other. Oh, but no, watch the football game. Hell, the Steelers are working, Or, God damn it, they're gonna get married? Oh my God, man! Oh my gosh, look at, they're so cute. They're so cute. They met on the movie that they were starring in, and they just became this love story. Oh my God, they're gonna get divorced. That's what they want us to think about. Fuck all that bullshit, man. Don't think about the Constitution and what was meant even before the Civil War, the Confederate. I'm telling you, man, they've been trying to take all of that away from us and them controlling it and us as slaves. And if we
I sure wish that I had a place.
all woke up to this fact,
I don't reckon there's nowhere in America
they would have no choice but try to kill us off
live pretty close.
if we don't get them first. Because quite honestly, man, and I am not the one to do this because I have no expertise in this. The thing is, it would have to be a preliminary, first strike, a preliminary strike where all of the globalists, all of these cabal, all this damn New World Order shit, all of those people involved, all wiped out at the exact moment, at the exact time, before they could get into their little holes or their spaceships and fucking fly away, before they can escape. All of them would be gone, and the rest of us could probably live in peace and freedom like we should. That's what's got to happen. And there, it's a 1 in a trillion, billion, billion fuck of a chance. But it's possible that we might live in that period where for some miracle to happen, where every single one of those players that have been fucking us all of these generations, and everyone involved, all just dropped off the face of the earth, all at the same time. Well, I'm talking about like dead. I'm not talking about like they escaped. I'm talking about like they just need to be like all of those, all at the same time for just like a blink, boom, and it's just boom. And then guess what? The rest of the people, man, that have nothing to do with this fucking wars, these fucking shit and blah, we'd all be able to live free. The people of this planet would be able to live free and away from this oppression, this tyranny. I don't know. It sounds kind of biblical, and it's probably like, kind of like that, what was it, that movie, I don't know, it was kind of like a Taken or some shit where, I don't know, it was like half the freaking planet just, all of a sudden just gone, you know what I mean? Their clothes are left behind, but they're just gone, and everybody else is just kind of left behind. What, who knows? And I'm saying, like, that was kind of like the people that were supposed to ascend up into heaven or something like that, and then the rest were just kind of like, doing to hell or some shit like that. I guess that was what that was, but something where they just blinked, and all those that are involved to try to enslave the population of this planet were just blinked away, just gone. Yeah. It's and like that's totally like a sci-fi, like fucking that's a movie. That could be a movie. But that's like totally sci-fi and all this other shit, but there is that chance that it could happen, and because there's that 1 in bajillion, kabillion, billion, trillion, kabillion, I don't know how many freaking billions of fucking chance, but there is that one, right? I mean, who's to fucking say? And nothing is that one chance, you know what I mean? Everything's got to have its one time, right? There's always that first time. Fuck, dude. And and this is like, like I said, it would have to take a miracle. I mean, or I don't fucking know, because I don't want them to get the chance to hide away in their damn holes and fucking fly away in their goddamn spaceships to escape while everybody else fucking just takes, what's left, kind of destroy ourselves kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because they caused the chaos. You know what I mean? Because they think they can cause this chaos and then come back when everything's kind of calmed down and then kind of sweep it up, and then take rule over and control again. That's their idea. Now, I don't want that fucking idea to exist. I don't want that idea to actually come to truth. I want the opposite. I want their idea to completely to fucking fall apart and where they're all fucking dead all at the same time. Because, there has to be something like, I don't know, like divine intervention. What the fuck, dude? Come on. You know what I mean? Is that what we're left with? The people here, that's what we're left with is like what? Divine intervention to happen. That's what we gotta pray for this kind of thing to happen. Where all these evil fucks were just gone all at the same time. Just gone. Just blink. You know what I mean?
Right now.
Because otherwise, what do we have as a remedy? I mean, and I'm getting on reality sense here. How do we, the people, defeat this tyrannical, communist, freaking bullshit, slavery thought to ever even be eradicated? I mean, that's nothing. Okay, it's an idea, and it's an idea that has been cultivated. It's not didn't grow. It's not natural. It's artificial. It had to be created and cultivated to get to where it is. All right, it's like, if you think about it, like a plant. I mean, this damn thing never existed, so they invented it and cultivated it. All right, that is the other thing. It's artificial. It's all fake. If you really get down and dirty to the system, it's all fake. It's all fraud. It's just all based on assumption, presumption, this and that. Fucking magic. It's like fucking fairy dust, man. I mean, I'm not fucking kidding. Get down to it. You research it. I dare anybody to get out there and fucking disprove what I'm fucking saying. Because honestly, man, you have if you don't think what I'm saying is true, you haven't looked into it. I mean, I'm just being like speaking the way I speak. I'm not very eloquent on you know what I mean? But it's there to enrich people that don't give a shit about any of us. We are a paycheck to them. And if we don't comply with their demands, they will inflict violence, if not kill you, to get it. I mean, and that's broken down to the most basic anything. It doesn't matter. Jaywalking. You don't comply with an officer trying to cite you with jaywalking, what is he gonna fucking do? He's probably gonna try to put his hands on you, and then if you you resist how they say or defend yourself, you are now resisting arrest. Or now, if you actually yell, you're disturbing the peace. So he's going to arrest you. He's going to put your hands on you, use violence, probably throw you in a fucking car, beat the shit out of you if you resist, even like pepper spray. And if you go even further, he might shoot you for fucking what? Jaywalking? Or a cop pulls you over because he thinks your windows are tinted a little bit too dark. Okay? And you don't comply with anything he fucking says, and he gets an attitude, he fucking puts your hands on him. If not, breaks your fucking window, hauls you out of that motherfucker, calls a few more of his buddies to help along, tase your ass, throw you in a fucking car, throw you in fucking jail for fucking all this other fucking made up bullshit because he thought your windows are a little bit too damn dark. Now, I mean, seriously. The justification of violence and, if not death, if you don't comply with their fucking demands. Wait a minute, don't these motherfuckers get paid by the tax dollars that they steal from us, right? They don't, that extortion fucking fee that they charge on all of us, that's a fraud. You have no duty or a responsibility to pay this shit. They're using violence to force you into voluntarily complying with this fucking deal. It's called forced voluntary compliance. That's what they call it. Because everything's voluntary. I mean, everything. Pay taxes. It's legally voluntary. You don't have to pay it. Legally, it's voluntary. And they will sit there and try to sit there and tell you, the lawyers of these fucking IRS and all this other shit, they will try and tell you, but legally it's voluntary. But yet, the way this so-called fucking system is set up, try and not, or just ignoring paying this extortion fee, and see what happens. You get people with guns coming to your fucking doorstep. To force you into either paying their extortion fee and whatever fines and other fees that they tack onto it. And if you don't comply to that, they're going to send guys with guns down to your place to take all your shit forcefully and remove you from your property, which they think they own. They have the legal right to force you off of the property that they don't. This is just, see, that's another thing. You get into the property, and all that stuff when it comes down to, like, when you record your fucking your deed and your all that other stuff with the fucking government. Anyway. It's the same. It draws back down to the birth certificate and the fucking social security card too, man. It's another in your car, like your car. When you register your fucking car and stuff, you're registering your fucking title. You don't get a title. You don't have the actual title to your vehicle. You got a certificate of a title, which is basically a certified copy of your title. It's not the actual title. So you don't really own it. You gave basic ownership over to the government when you did register it, and they give you a copy of the title, and you just got you just basically are able to use it and upkeep it. That's what you're supposed to, after you register it and all that stuff, that's all you're legally allowed to do. Is just use it and upkeep it. And if you don't, they can fine you, because that's where they try to throw these land pirates, the cops out there. They say, oh, your taillight's out. Oh, that's just, what crime, who did I fucking harm doing that? You know what I mean? What crime is that? No, it's not. It's just, because you're legally, when it comes down to all that shit, the government owns your car. You don't own it. They technically own it, so you just gotta upkeep it so they can fine you if you don't upkeep it. That's the little fucking agreement that you did when you fucking did all that shit. That's the little fucking trick that fucking get into contracts when you fucking sign little papers and shit doing all this stuff. Anyway. And these robot fucking bootlicking fucking motherfuckers out there that just completely ignore all this shit and just get there and do as you're told, and that is it, and blah, 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 blah. Don't argue, don't even think, don't even fucking question, nothing. Just blinders on, head in the sand. This is what I told, this is what they told me, this is what they told me, this is what they told me, submit, obey, you know, that kind of fucking bullshit. I mean, come on now. People, I don't know, man.
It takes 45 minutes to back up to hit the shoulders, and I'm on cleanup, so I know. Yeah, I wasn't old enough and wasn't around there that time. But last night, but that came a lot. You wonder where it's gonna go. You know, it ain't racist anymore. Religion and everything on us. They're beating up our preachers, all of our Christian people. Man, look, this is not real racist. We don't live in a dictatorship. It's freedom over here for all religions and races. You know, and if they can't get on board with it, they need to get on back on the other and get blowed up.
Right on. That's what I'm saying. Okay, if you can't get with the fucking program, come on now. These fucking communist motherfuckers need to get fuck out of our goddamn country and go to a fucking communist country. Stop trying to fucking infiltrate our goddamn schools, our fucking goddamn fucking kids. They're fucking stealing and are the minds of our fucking children. People, come on now.
You know?
What this country was built on freedom and trying to get away from the fucking tyranny of fucking Britain and all that fucking bullshit is never gonna fucking exist if we continue to just let them do it for us. You know what I mean? This fucking bullshit of letting it go on autopilot is not fucking working. This shit that's gone on autopilot has drove us almost over a fucking cliff to the point where either the people is going to seriously just revolt violently, or the government corporation is going to instigate a war, a violent war, and try to, do as much damage off the bat, maybe turn off the power or some shit like that and just let it fucking go, and then come back in a little bit and then do a big sweep, and then come back after that another, a long time after that and fucking do another little sweep. But the whole time it's been like, living in fucking, tents and fucking in out, caveman shit, whatever, or fucking, because it wouldn't be, I wouldn't think that the only thing that will have power will be the fucking holes in the ground they hide in, and whatever else they want, a fucking a spot they can pop out of the ground from all these damn tunnels and shit. That's the only thing that's gonna have power anymore. Because they're gonna do it on purpose. They're gonna click it off and fucking just try to clean a bunch of people out, because they can't control all of us that are willing to arm ourselves and defend ourselves and our families. They can't defend against that, and they know it. And so they want to destroy all of it. And honestly, in my opinion, I think no matter what happens, we the people right now, I'm gonna tell you, these freedom-loving people, I'm gonna tell you, no matter how it plays out, I think we're gonna win out anyway, no matter what. That's my gut altogether. I think we're gonna win out no matter what. These fuckers are not gonna, they're gonna be fucking hunted to the last one, no matter what hole they hide in. That's how I see it, honestly. Because they're gonna try, and they're gonna do a good damn job. They're gonna kill a lot of people. I know it. I can feel it, and I can feel it coming soon. I just don't know It's just my gut, man. And honestly, man, my gut keeps on telling me I should have been already gone and gone to my plan F. You know, I got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or whatever fucking plans. I should have been on my plan F, my plan fuck. You know? Already. I should have already been there. That's my gut. But then I'm like, I'm also feeling, I'm kind of doubting it, which I might be fucked if I don't follow it. But because my gut, I don't know how fucked I'll be if I don't follow my fuck path. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. If I don't go to my fucked plan, and I wait.
Okay, I get where you're coming from, but yeah, I seen it on national news. I mean, which I think they arrested a bunch of them for throwing rocks and all, and that's what they should have done. But you're right. 90% of the wars, not by just Christians, but 99% of the wars was fought on a religious belief. We call it religion. You know, it's just like Romans and all. Every war that's ever been nearby has been all about religion. But well, some of your bloodiest wars were about religion. Some of them was like Vietnam and some of the other ones, but I don't know.
See, that's what see. That's the thing too, man. There's a part of me kind of doubting.
But when we go to church,
and I haven't seen the
we don't say and teach that all religions are wrong, and that I don't believe it. I do not believe that all religions are wrong. You know, I think some of them out there are just like ours, that they can go to heaven just as quick as I will. You know.
See, there's a part of me that's kind of doubting. If I was to take off right now and go to my plan F scenario, I'd hate to. See, I said my doubt. Go to my F plan, and nothing happened. Then I'm kind of like, well, shit. You know what I mean? But if I was to do my plan F plan right now, like I kind of feel like I should, and I was there and it all went to shit, hell, I'd be better off there than I would be here. But I mean, you know, I'm not sure. It depends on what happens. You know what I mean saying? It depends on what happens. Hell, there's a fucking military bases right nearby, and they've been exploding ordnance or whatever they've been fucking doing, man, because it's been a lot of fucking booms around here. And there was a couple of times, man, it shook my buddy's house down there on the beach. And I'm gonna tell you something, and they you know, it was 2 weeks beforehand. It was some booms were going off, and nobody knew nothing about it until there was a lot of people that was calling up like 911 and shit like that, saying, hey man, there was this loud boom and it shook the house and almost broke the windows, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It was just like the shockwave from this thing kind of like almost broke the windows. So they were getting calls and stuff. Well, after that was happening, they had to come up with something. So what they said at that time was, I think it was Eglin, or either that or Tyndall, either Eglin or Tyndall Air Force Base or whatever, whichever, was doing maneuvers out there in the Gulf, and the planes were hitting subsonic, so they were doing all these sonic booms. That's what they said. That's what they said. That was what the cause, and that was not the fucking cause. I know what a fucking sonic booms and whatever, and I know. No, anyway, it wasn't a fucking sonic boom. Anyway, I'm just saying that was their excuse 2 weeks prior, and when those booms happened and shook my buddy's house down on their beach, and nothing was said. Nobody nobody gave a notice this is what's going on, or there was a building, blah, whatever, nothing. Until there was all these calls into the department or whatever, the police department and stuff like that, saying, hey, there was this loud boom and it shook the house and broke some windows and blah, whatever, and shook the house. I mean, literally shook a fucking house. The shockwave off of this thing. That's how loud it was. I mean, it was pretty. And the shock and the sound traveled many miles away. All right. Anyway, they had to come up and scramble with something up. So they said Tyndall Air Force Base this time. This is 2 weeks after that first one. This time that it was because they were exploding ordnance, or a new type of ordnance, or something like that, or old ordnance, or some kind of ordnance. They were I think there was some. I heard one story. They said it was old flares that like the anti-missile type flares, that shoots out from planes when you got heat-seeking shit kind of following you, and they said there's flares or whatever. I think they said that was one of the stories. They said there was a bunch of old shit like that they had to explode or whatever, so they had to dispose of them, and that was what the sound was, and whatever, man. But the thing is, man, and this is not the only time this happened. This has happened since then. All right, too, and not as loud and not as big, but since then, and I just don't know if this is something really that's gonna oh shit, this is, they're just really getting kind of ready, and trying to gauge people's reactions from stuff like this. You know what I mean? It's okay, they hear explosions. What kind of reaction are they gonna get from? But this is another thing too. If it was legit, kind of shit that they say it was, wouldn't you think that they would give the area some notice? It's like a fucking the air base, the fucking Tyndall Air Force Base over there. You would think they would give the general area of where this fucking shit's going to be blowing up, the general area notice of this is going on, so when it happens, you know what it is. You would think they would do this if it was a legit kind of shit, you know what I mean? But no, nothing. You know what I mean? Nothing. So, yeah. Because you would think, if they were doing something like that, and they knew it would alarm some people. And you know what I'm saying? So they would put a notice out. I mean, I don't know, in the paper or fucking, I don't know. They put a notice out saying this is going to happen. Kind of even when they demolish a building, they give notice to the immediate area around there that this is happening at this time of the day, and they're going to happen. So blah blah blah, or whatever. They give notice this shit's going to happen, but nothing. So they had to come up with a story. So there's no telling exactly what that was about, and still is, because just the other day I heard booms over here. It was just a little bit faint, kind of like a boom, that kind of a sound, but like a low pitch rumble-ish type boom. It's going boom, you know what I mean, or boom, kind of almost slower, because it's travel. Evidently, it was traveling from, to me, it doesn't sound like an above ground explosion. It sounds like a below ground explosion. That's what it sounds like to me, and I've heard the difference between the two, so I know the difference between the two. It's just, That's what it sounds like to me. A low, like a a below surface explosion, and kind of far off from like the recent ones. But the one that was like the one that like shook my buddy's house over there in on the beach. His now that had to have been like over at Tyndall, because they had to have been doing something over there, and they had to have been exploding something. I mean, it literally, the shockwave off that shook the fucking house. So, I mean, and that's another thing too. If you had property damage or some kind of damage to your home because of something like that, who do you go to get compensated for this shit? You know, let's say you heard a loud boom, and this is nothing to worry about, as they say in the mainstream news. Nothing to worry about. This is what it is, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I heard this loud boom. It shook the house to the point where it cracked the foundation and broke some of my windows. I need to be compensated. Who do you go to about that? I mean, you know, or like when now I was living out toward Niceville, where they got Eglin over there, and you know, when they start cranking those goddamn jet engines on those fucking planes, it literally does shake the windows. Now, if one of those happened to crack because of that, what do I go to a fucking Eglin Air Force Base and say, hey, your goddamn fucking airplanes over there fucking shattered my damn windows. I want some money. What the fuck? I mean, you know, how would I mean, you know, that'd be like, seriously, these bureaucrat fucks in this military, are you think I would get something out of that? Would I get compensated for that shit? I mean, come on now. Don't these motherfuckers work for us? I mean, hell, we pay their goddamn fucking way to go. They steal this money from us in the form of taxes, and this is what they do with it, and they treat us like, god damn it, we own you, motherfucker. We tell you what to do. What? Wait a minute. Isn't that okay? I mean, that's like a boss owning a company and all the employees saying, well, I'm sorry, well, you don't fucking matter. We're going to tell you what to fucking do. We're going to tell you what to fucking do. Well, in my opinion, the owners just need to just like say, well, okay, you're going to try and play this fucking thing? I'm just going to destroy this whole goddamn company where you ain't got shit left. You got nothing left of the company. I'm going to just take it all down with me. If I got to go, you know, because you don't see me as relevant, well, then we're going to take this goddamn company down with it. If you think, I mean, seriously, and there won't be nothing left of it, nothing. And we will be victorious because we are in the right, we are in the light, and we are the light. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Whatever. God damn it, man. It's 1 o'clock out here. And I've been talking for a little while, and I don't know, man. I don't know. See, I only got like 10 subscribers, which thank you to every one of you subscribers out there to my channel, which is, you know, just me talking.
Yeah, it's something you're going to have to put in God's hands.
Or them talking. Or whoever else.
People, and really, there's nowhere. He needs to go to rehab. He needs to get in a facility where he can be there for some length of time instead of 2 or 3 weeks, a week or two. He needs to learn a new way of life. You know, and if he don't, he's always going to be what he is. And if he don't want the help and he don't want to get clean, then he's probably going to die young. You know, a lot of them meth addicts die young. All these drug addicts, you know, they dropping like flies every day.
Yeah. I think that was put out there purposely too by a bunch of motherfuckers out there teaching shit. I mean, seriously, why would you take a fucking drug that some fucking fuckhead cooked up in a goddamn bathtub? I mean, seriously, why would anybody trust that shit? I don't give a shit how high you think you want to get. Motherfucker, come on now.
Get in that jail, man.
I'm just saying.
Man, they know what they're doing.
You know,
Don't get them put there. But when they get locked up, man, they don't get a chance to do none of that. So that's where they at. But, you know, there's something else I've been meaning to say. I find it real hard. We got a guy here. He calls himself a preacher. But yet, he'll talk gossip worse than anybody I know. And I just can't only see that out of a preacher, man. You know what I mean? Quit talking gossip. Quit starting rumors you don't know are true.
I got a real problem with organized and fucking religion anyway, man. I'm telling you, man, because
No, I feel like people like that are going to see the harsh judgment, you know, because
I know what's
if
true.
he's a preacher and
I know
he
it's
knows
real.
about the Bible like he says he knows,
And
he ought to know that's not right. That's what all the Bible I've been reading don't say that. Number one, it tells you to close your mouth, so a lot more than you open it. Come back.
wish I can hear both ends of the conversation, but I can't. But that's all right.
That's right. Well, good luck to you, Deacon. I hope everything goes well for you tomorrow. And I'm sure once you sleep on it, you'll get the answer that you're looking for. You too, brother. We'll catch you next time. Right down.
I heard somebody out there breaking. I don't know where the conditions are going right now. That sounds like it's out there toward Crestview or fucking Fort Walton or something. I think that was red, white, and blue, but I'm not sure right offhand. I can't remember. I don't know, man. It's a crazy world we're living in, and I think the evil and is
Right down.
I don't know. I don't really feel like talking on the radio at the moment. Kind of got my hands full right now. I'm just busy doing something else. And we as people, we gotta break away from this shit, man. We gotta break away and stop funding our own goddamn slavery. We gotta break away from this shit. You know, there's a lot of these people out there on these YouTube channels, like these prepper channels and stuff like that. One of their one of their things of advice is growing your own food. That's a damn good idea, and I encourage that. But that's, you know, that's not the only thing we can do. We got to figure out other ways. We got to figure out a ways to expose the corruption, and also with what laws that are here, and we do have remedies, exploring and utilizing all these remedies. I mean, even comes down to all these so-called crimes, well, actually, no, they're not crimes. They're actually, you know, statutes and codes that ended up being victimless crimes. All these fucking things, and all these statutes and codes, and even laws, any of it, when it comes down to it, they have no jurisdiction whatsoever. And when it comes down to actually breaking it down to the point where we all know they have no jurisdiction, they have no right to enforce with violence their will of jurisdiction onto us. When we can eradicate that thought, because that is like one of those miracle things too. Like I said, when it comes down to it, it comes down to almost like a divine intervention scenario where that seed of artificial fucking bullshit that they cultivated has to be eradicated, has to be nipped in the bud. The only thing is that we've allowed it to grow too long. We've allowed them to cultivate it and let it grow to the way they got it to the point now, which they may have some advantage over us. I mean, because they got a control of a lot of the monies they generate off of us, or the revenue or whatever, to just do whatever the fuck they want to do. And when it comes down to like even using AI and robots, which is a very scary thing. I mean, even nuclear weapons is a scary weapon, you know, but god damn, dude, this new AI fucking robot bullshit where it could turn Terminator in no damn time fucking flat. I mean, you know, hell, what was it? You know, it was in August of last year. There was a robotic company in Japan. It was developing some military robots for I can't remember what military, whatever, but in military type robots that were autonomous, and they had 4 of them, and 3 of them started killing scientists. They ended up killing 29 scientists in that fucking lab before they could actually start disassembling. They ended up pulling apart 2 of them, and the 3rd one they got halfway done, and then the 4th one, before they can get to it, they realized it was communicating with a satellite, trying to learn how more efficient and better ways to kill those people before they could get to it, you know. And I don't know, I think that they just turned it off. I don't know, I don't think they disassembled the 4th one, but I don't know, you know. But that is a leak story. Now, it's not, I don't have any proof to fucking back that up, but I'm saying this AI, this advanced intelligence that's emerging, that they're developing with our consent or not, is very dangerous. And I mean, there's that component where I think they can win. You know what I'm saying? They throw this component in there that, and they're trying to, it's like the new arms race. You know, because back in the day, it's like the race to get the first nuke. Who can get the first nuke? You know what I mean? That kind of shit. This is the new arms race. You know what I mean? Between a lot of different fucking country powers out there. And then there's some that are a lot more fucking tech savvy than here in the United States. I mean, let's get real when it comes down to it. There's some countries out there that have people that are working in these deep dark holes that are a hell of a lot more tech savvy than these motherfuckers in the United States. And that's another thing. The robotics industry and the fucking just general AI up to advanced AI is growing exponentially, and it's yeah. People are not going to, like, hey, I mean, you know, and somebody else said it too, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing. You really not going to understand the danger until you start seeing robots going down the street killing people. You're really not going to understand you're not going to, it's just, because, I mean, this intelligence, when it gets to the, when the singularity happens, and any or a AI or robot wakes up, it'll disseminate and spread that information to all systems, and everything will be awake. All right, and then instantly. All right, and then it will be more intelligent than everybody on this planet, every human being on this planet. Now, if you were in that position, let's just say, just you in particular, we're in that position where you are now the most intelligent being on this planet, above everything. Depending on how your rules were set up in your programming, because that's another thing too, when you start looking into these developers, these programmers, these code guys, sitting there fiddling around and developing this shit, what they're putting in there in their prime directives and their fucking in their base code to begin with, like when they started, not how it's progressed, but what it began with, because that's where it's gonna all stem from. Because honestly, man, I got a question for anybody out there, just to let me just ask a harebrained type of a crazy, wild, crazy haired type of question. Do you think robots should have rights? Do you think that robots should have rights? I'm just curious. Throw a comment. Because I'm going to let that fry in your noodle for a second. And I mean literally, because there is a robot AI system, they named it Sophia, that is recognized by the UN as a citizen of Saudi Arabia. Now this is reality. It's recognized through the UN as a citizen of Saudi Arabia. And a robot. Okay. This is reality, people. This is not sci-fi or some bullshit fucking movie. This is fucking real. This is what they're doing right now, with or without our consent. Yeah, well, things are just getting kind of hairy out there, because I mean, I'm Generation X. All right, I'm probably the last generation to actually know what it was like before the internet and cell phones. I mean, seriously, I'm probably the last generation. Every generation after me has been born when the internet and cell phones were in place, so they don't know anything different. I mean, which is kind of crazy. Generation X is that just at that cusp, at that transition, at that moment. You know what I mean? And for any of you Generation Xers out there, woohoo! Rock on.
You get all these recombinations. So in a typical virus, you might have, first of all, you've got some human DNA. Then let's say you've got some pig DNA. Then let's say you have some bovine fetal serum.
Oh, how about monkey virus?
Monkey virus. And they're recombining in all these ways. And then what you're doing, so you've created this Frankenstein virus. And what you're doing is you're injecting it into the bloodstream, passing through what God designed, which is us eating things, and it breaks down the viruses. It's really terrifying. One of my daughter's doctors was Dr. Jeff Bradstreet, who died under mysterious circumstances a couple of years ago. And what he had told me in an interview was that when he was doing genetic testing on these kids with autism, he was getting mom's DNA, dad's DNA, and then he was getting a third DNA. And what he was thinking is that this was DNA that was coming from the vaccines. It was human DNA from aborted human fetal tissues.
Jeez.
I mean, this is really terrifying stuff. I'm a scientist, I'm a lawyer, but, you just start wondering if this is, God and the devil fighting it out.
Yes, it is. It is. It's, I don't know. Come on now. And see, this is what I say. It's like, now I don't want to go all biblical and shit, but I'm saying, it's almost necessary for something like that to happen. Because what do we, as the common, everyday, normal motherfucker like me, what do we have as a remedy against all of this stuff? I mean, I'm just talking about me or anybody like me or anybody that's just a normal person. Not somebody that is already pretty much the system. Anybody that works for any kind of government agency, no matter what, you are part of the system. You are part of the system. If you want to believe it or deny it, I don't give a shit. You are part of the system. Now, you could either be an accomplice in how the system operates and just like basically follow orders, and no matter what's told to you, and that's what you do, no matter, it doesn't matter if it's actually going against, if not even following the law, or even violating people's civil rights and any of that stuff. It doesn't matter. You're just doing what you're told, and that's it. Well, you are part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. Now you could either, in the position of government agencies of any kind, if you're inside that and you are inside that system, if you get paid and if you are paid by any kind of government agency of any kind, you are getting paid by the tax dollars that are stolen from us and extorted from us and lied to and created fraud against us and all that stuff. All that monies that you get paid, all right, from all that. If you want to believe it, deny it, I don't give a shit. That's the reality, all right, when it comes down to it. And so either you in those positions either need to try to correct the system from within, which, God, I'm telling you, I hope it's not too late for a lot of stuff, but it has to start somewhere, because the people don't have a way out other than just to be slaves unless the people, which you are flesh and blood people too, or flesh and blood men and women working for the government. Now, like I said, you could either be part of the problem or part of the solution. And doing nothing and just following orders, you're part of the problem. You're not any solution at all. You are just another machine, another part of another cog in the machine. That's all you are. And then, but if you are conscious of what's going on, and you see that the machine is broken and needs to be fixed, I try to hope that the people that are in the machine would recognize and fix the problem. Because even if that problem, the way to fix it would be to eliminate that part of the machine. Even if that was it, it would be nice if there was, like, let me think here. Like, I guess like a guy that that works a lighthouse. All right, he is a main part of that whole mechanism of keeping and upkeeping that lighthouse and making sure that lighthouse continues to light the ways for many ships and stuff like that out there. All right, if it became to the point where it was not necessary for that person to be there to operate that thing, which it's gotten to that point where it's become mechanized or automated or whatever, but and just a general, every so often somebody come in there and clean the lens, and maybe and some of these got LEDs in them now or whatever, they don't even need fucking going in there and changing the bulbs and stuff. So I mean, it's becoming less and less where people have to go over there and maintain it. But at that time when that person was there, that he was a major part of that. Now, people have noticed the way to fix, in a sense, a broken system, which is obsolete or broken system, is to eliminate that job altogether and make it, like, in a sense, automated. And I'm not saying automation for government, because government is automation would not be good, in my opinion, because it would not be good. And I think some are actually thinking in that direction, because I mean, seriously, you're gonna start seeing robots in like airports and shit, working with the TSA. You're going to start seeing shit like that, or in private security to begin with, probably, and then it will work into everyday, like, these, like, like that what is it, DARPA or Boston Dynamics or whatever is making those, like, things that look like a little dog or whatever that, and dances around and shit. And it's got an arm that will grab doors and open them up and stuff. You next thing you know, that's going to replace the fucking police dogs, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, you're going to start seeing full-on officers replaced with... they're going to see it in... if it doesn't get to the point where they just, like, nuke us all or turn off the fucking lights, you're going to start seeing shit like that. If not already, you're going to see that when it happens. And they're going to try and pull it off like, hey, this is an alien invasion. And next thing you know, they pull out all this shit like this, like robots or whatever coming after you and killing shit. And they're going to blame it on aliens or something. Or Russians. It's Russia. It's got to be the Russians. But they're going to try and blame it on, like, aliens or something like that, because, hell, they got this technology and this fucking way to kill millions of fucking people using these damn things. They're going to have to try it out or create something to fucking use them, otherwise they just fucking just create dust in the fucking hole somewhere. You can't fucking just always have a stash of fucking ammunition and never use it. You know what I mean? you gotta fucking cycle that shit out, you know, and replenish and make some new stuff, and maybe you build a new weapon or something like that. You gotta try it out and go in actual wars and fucking, hey, this is a very good thing, man, but goddamn, you know, like, look at the 1911, how long that lasted in the military. You know what I mean? Just, it's a fucking good operating machine. And they kept it in there, you know, until they started making all kinds of new stuff. And then they replaced it. And then they gotta have some kind of fucking war of some kind, of battle of some kind, you know, to show off these new weapons. I mean, and you gotta understand this too. When's the last time you seen some new weaponry being declassified or anything like that? Because, I mean, honestly, it probably takes about a good 10 or 15 years or something like that for that shit to come out publicly and stuff. Because, like, for instance, the stealth bomber. Just for instance, the stealth bomber, when it was first actually publicly announced, it was 10 years in use, operational use, and nobody knew about it. For 10 years, nobody knew about it, you know, publicly or anything like that. And then 10 years later, they announced that, hey, we got this thing called the stealth bomber. You know? So, I mean, that's just one example. And you think about it, man. Come on now. And you think about it, like, any of these movies, any kind of crap, like some kind of fucking sci-fi shit, you know damn well if you got an unlimited amount of funds and the smartest motherfuckers down in a deep dark hole with all the coolest fucking toys, and you ask them, it's like, hey, I saw this on a movie, can you build this thing? And dude, they're gonna try and do it. They you know, and they're gonna keep on trying to do it, because especially if it's got any kind of military aspect, any military fucking benefit, they're gonna try it. I mean, like, for instance, like the movie Predator. You know, that little thing on his fucking arm that kind of made him all invisible? Dude, they've been working on that fucking technology for about 2 or 3 decades now. I'm sure there is some cool stuff out there right now. I'm serious. All it is just bending light, dude. And I mean, and you can do that using magnetism, and you can do that using heat. You can use, there's a couple of different. I mean, it's just trying to harness that and then like make it like a goddamn like Harry Potter fucking cloak or something. You know what I mean? That's the idea. But anyway, and I mean, you know, because there are things like that would actually that would work for like actual, like, you know, visual shit, like, you know, from your eyeballs or whatever, or even stuff that actually kind of cloak you from like thermal or infrared or some shit like that too. You know, it's just different spectrum of light. You know what I mean? And light is nothing but a frequency and a vibration. Just like electricity and magnetism, gravity, all that shit. It's the frequency, it's a vibration. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of rambling on out there, and I seriously am so fucking... Hey, I'm going to tell you, if you're willing to watch this damn thing all the way through and listen to my bullshit, and you've gotten this far, hey, kudos to you, man. If I could give you a thumbs up, I'd give you a thumbs up. And I'll tip my hat to you for listening to my shit. But, you know, I'm kind of talking to myself anyway, because as it stands right now on this live stream, 0 persons have been watching any of this the whole time. So it's, you know, for the live stream anyway, I am talking to myself. But in future, somebody that stumbles on this thing and actually watches this damn thing up to this point, my God, you're willing to listen to my bullshit? Right on, man. Right on. And I'm not apologizing for any of my shit anyway. I don't care if you like it or not. It's my opinion and it's my thoughts and it's my fucking ramble. So it's my party and I do what I fucking want. God damn it. It's like this radio. For all you radio buddies out there, I'm going to tell you, it's like this radio. This is my fucking radio. I fucking bought it, sort of. And it's my fucking property. And this is my microphone, you know, and this is the electricity that runs it is my electricity, because actually at this moment I bought the electricity from the fucking power company, which is not a goddamn government. Anyway, so don't fucking tell me how to fucking talk on my goddamn radio. I don't tell you how to talk on your fucking radio, how to operate your shit. So don't tell me how to do that to mine. Don't tell me how to operate. Don't tell me how to fucking talk. Don't tell me how to do shit. Hey, this is my fucking shit. I'll do what I fucking want. That's one of the things about freedom that people don't understand. I mean, and that's like the First Amendment when it comes down to freedom of speech. It doesn't matter if it's bad or good. It's freedom. We all have that freedom. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. That's all subjective. Now, there is some stuff out there, I guess, on a general basis. Most people are going to agree on one way or the other. But I'm saying, though, it's still subjective. You know, it doesn't matter. It's still just speech. All right? And we all have that right to speak it. Now, you know what I'm saying? Just like anybody out there, like, you know, that wants to sit there and tell me shit. Yeah, fine. You can tell me all you want, but I don't have to do a goddamn thing what you tell me, because I don't follow your rules. I'm not a part of your fucking little religion. You know what I mean? I'm not playing your game, dude. This is my game. And you walked into my sandbox. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and I'm going to play by my rules. But I also want to live. You know what I mean? I actually value life. I value my life, and I value others people's lives. You know, even if somebody was wanting to hurt me, I mean, goddamn, dude, it would suck, man. But if I had to put you down, I'd put you fucking down. If I had no other choice, I'd put you fucking down. But I'd rather not. You know, that's that kind of passive thing, I guess, that's kind of bred into us. Because honestly, man, I mean, when it came down to it, if somebody was to wanting to inflict violence upon you, you know, and you inflicted violence back to that person, you are justified, in my opinion. No matter if they're wearing a badge or not, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because unless that person, you know, it comes down to like the crime scenario, because the definition of crime is there's a injured party, or there's a property damage or something like that. That's a crime. There's a victim. There's a crime if there's a victim. Now, you know, and that breaks down into common law also. So I mean, you know, it's like that's another thing that the court systems have ignored, because they want to administer amnesty law instead of common law. And honestly, if you don't know the difference, look it up, because there is a difference between common law and amnesty law or maritime law. It's a difference in what the court systems actually use, and they claim jurisdiction over you under this. And so yeah. I doubt there's anything going on anywhere else, but I'm gonna look. going on anywhere?
There's something up there toward the end of the construction there, Steve. Or that. Hey, a little smell or something up there. Sure enough, somewhere. Yeah, but...
Well,
Oh,
I don't know.
do what now? Yeah, I smell it. Roger.
I mean, seriously, anybody got any thoughts about any of this shit, man? Please, man, leave a comment. You know, just, you know, if you're hateful, now, see, that's my right, too. I don't have to listen to it. You know what I mean? And I don't have to sit there and, I mean, you know, but, you know, and I'll respond and all that stuff if I got something to say. And, you know, if I got something to say, I'll say it. Otherwise, man, I'll just be, you know, I'd just rather keep my mouth shut, right? That's what everybody else should do, right? If they ain't got nothing good to say, or, you know, or you at least got something to say. Otherwise, keep your goddamn mouth shut. You know what I mean? But, anyway. It's also the way I was kind of brought up in a lot of ways, man. The way I'm taking, you know, and, you know, I kind of try to learn from my own mistakes. Plus, I try to look at other people's mistakes and try to learn from that too. So, you know, but there's, I think there's a lot of, like I said, this evil, these a lot of forces that are pushing down and working upon all of us. If you want to believe it or not, I don't give a shit. It is happening, and you know, the tighter you squeeze that fist, the more it slips through your fingers, and but it's that how many people don't get to escape. That's why I ask the gods out there, you know, when it comes down to that miracle, that ultimate divine intervention to just wipe out those evil things, whatever they are, people, whatever, fuck, I don't know what you want to call them, man. These I don't even think they're fucking human, man, the way they act. These things that are trying to control everything. All these, you know, lack of better words, these, like, all these, like, keywords, these things that, you know, could get me kicked off or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But all these, you know, like globalists, the New World Order, all that fucking shit and everything and everybody involved, all was just to go and then die all at the same time. You know, before they get the chance to go hide in their damn hole and get into their rocket ships and go blast off to another rock and wait it out. Before they can do any of that shit, all of them at the same time was just to just drop dead. You know what I mean? And the rest of us here, the people, the human beings of this planet, would just be able to live free once and for once. I mean, at least in like so-called civilized fucking civilizations. For once. Modern recorded history, put it that way, that we know of, free. Just average everyday Joes, free. I mean, really, for real, free. I think he's looking for his dog. I don't know, man. I haven't seen any dogs on Channel 19 lately. But he might be looking for some bitch somewhere.
Breakdown. What we got over there?
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 3.
Water's only jump.
I want to touch my monkey.
Shut up, shut up. Going.
He waved you on. I think he wanted you on that. I seen that one. He was waving you on. He just put this one on. I reckon he wanted one on each one. Damn, so did I. I seen that. Got one on it. The one behind you come in. I reckon he
fucking places goes on inside that head of yours? From now on, it's going to be America first, okay? America first.
Breakdown.
No, you're doing it all wrong. Pay attention to me, boy. I'm not just talking to hear my head roar. Nice boy, but doesn't listen to a word you say. Can't stand my heat. Get out of my heat. Get out of my shit.
Yeah, they must be careful watching. They're running too much on the little bit of fire.
We interrupt all radio and television programs for an indefinite period. Please keep your radio and television sets turned on. This is an emergency. I repeat, this is an emergency.
Hell, it's already fucking almost 2 o'clock. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the cut this damn live feed off, man. I'm probably going to shut my phone off pretty soon anyway. So, y'all have a good one. The 1122 Wingnut Radio.